I'm headed to an area called Lakemba in Sydney, Australia, and it's supposed to be a very high Muslim population area. As soon as we arrived in Lakemba, things were tense. There were heads turning, people coming out of shops to look at us and find out what we were doing. Men started yelling in Arabic across the street at us. As we went to go for a walk to the local mosque, a very high-ranked police officer came up to me and begged with me, do not go there.
Is it?
Speaking.
Inspector Rick Ages from Campsie Police.
Yep.
I've been informed that you're intending to attending the Lakemba Mosque. Is that correct?
I actually have no intentions of attending. I was just planning on walking through the streets and seeing how the culture was here.
Yes?
Yep.
Are you satisfied with that?
Yep.
So where do you intend on walking to now?
I was just going to walk out and check how the mosque was.
Check where the mosque was?
Yep. Would I not be allowed to attend if I wanted to?
I've got grave concerns that you may cause an imminent breach of the peace down there, so I'm asking you not to attend.
Why would I cause a breach of the peace?
Because it's highly religious down there.
So would it be me causing a breach of the peace, or would it be the people there?
Well, your presence may cause them to be, be offensive and be objective to your attending there.
And so that would be them being offended by me?
Can you not interview me?
No, you fear people will be offended by me?
No, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
And you're committing a breach.
What does it mean to be Australian? It's a big question, but part of the answer is simple, isn't it? It's the freedom to jump in your ute, your car, your van, and just go. To drive from the red dirt of the Kimberley to the shores of Bondi. To walk down any street, in any suburb, in any city, and know that you belong there. Because this is your country. All of it. It's a fundamental, unspoken promise of being an Aussie. We are one people, one nation, under one set of laws. There are no walls between us. There are no borders between our communities. Or are there? Today, we're going to talk about something that cuts to the very heart of who we are as a nation. We're going to talk about the day Australian police told an Australian citizen that they were not welcome in a part of their own country. We're not talking about a military base or a private property. We're talking about a public street in a major Australian city. This isn't a story about what some keyboard warrior on the internet claims. This is a story about what our own police, our own authorities have said and done. It's a story that forces us to ask a terrifying question. Are there places in Australia where our rights as citizens disappear? And who gets to decide? The politicians and the media will tell you this is complicated. They'll use weasel words to avoid the hard truth. But we're not afraid to go there. We are the resistance, and we exist for one reason: to tell the stories that the establishment wants to keep buried. This channel is powered by you, the people who've had a gutful of the spin. If you believe in what we do, if you want to keep this fight for truth alive, then join our Patreon. It's the only thing that keeps us independent and uncensored. The link is in the description. Before we get to the shocking footage, let's be crystal clear on the law. Not the pub test law, the actual law. The Australian Human Rights Commission, quoting the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, states that everyone lawfully within the territory of a state shall, within that territory, have the right to liberty of movement. It's not a privilege, it's not a suggestion. It's a fundamental human right. It applies to every single person lawfully in this country. You don't need to justify where you're going. You don't need to ask for permission. Your right to walk down a public street is as fundamental as your right to breathe the air. This isn't just some fancy legal talk. It's the glue that holds our multicultural society together. It's the principle that says a bloke from a farm in rural Queensland can walk through the middle of Melbourne, and a woman from a suburb in Perth can visit a community in Western Sydney, and they both belong. It's the legal embodiment of the Aussie fair go. This right ensures that the country doesn't fracture into 1,000 little pieces, each with its own invisible walls and unwritten rules. We break down barriers by crossing them. We build understanding by interacting, by talking. by seeing each other face to face. The moment we start drawing lines on the map, the moment we say your area and my area, the whole Australian project starts to fall apart. The moment we accept that some places are off limits, we accept a divided nation. And that is something we should never accept. So with that right firmly in mind, let's go back to July 2018. A Canadian alt-right personality named Lauren Southern, who was in Australia on a speaking tour, decided she wanted to cause chaos. Her words. She went to Lakemba, a suburb of Sydney with a large Muslim population with a film crew and 7 security guards in tow. Her stated goal was to criticise Islam and prove it was a no-go zone. Now, let's be clear, this wasn't a family having a picnic. This was a deliberate act of provocation designed to get a reaction for the cameras. It was street theatre designed to create conflict. But what happened next should still worry every single one of us. She was met by New South Wales Police Inspector Rick Agius, and he said something that should be impossible to hear in our country. He told her on camera, "I've got grave concerns that you may cause an imminent breach of the peace down there, so I'm asking you not to attend." He continued, "It's highly religious down there. Your presence may cause locals to be offensive. You're not welcome in there." Let that sink in. An officer of the law telling a person they are not welcome in a public part of an Australian city. He didn't say, "We will protect your right to be here." He didn't say, "We will arrest anyone who threatens you." He said, "You are the problem. You need to leave." He made a judgment call, not based on an act, but on a potential reaction. And in that moment, a fundamental right was brushed aside for the sake of convenience. The police justified this under the legal concept of preventing a breach of the peace. And on the surface, you can see their logic. Here's a professional provocateur with a history of causing trouble, turning up with a camera crew and a team of burly security guards, intending to stir the pot in a religious community. It's a recipe for a blue. The police are trying to keep things calm. It's the easy option, right? Just remove the person who is the spark, and you prevent the fire. But easy is not the same as right. There's a world of difference between keeping the peace and enforcing the law. Keeping the peace can sometimes just mean appeasing the biggest or loudest group. It can mean taking the path of least resistance. Enforcing the law, on the other hand, means protecting fundamental rights, even when it's difficult, even when it's unpopular. It means standing up for the principle, not just managing the optics, because the implications of that decision are terrifying. It creates a de facto heckler's veto. It says that if a group of people are likely to get violent or offensive because of your mere presence, then your right to be there is the one that gets taken away. Not their right to be violent, yours. Think about what that means. Could a group of unionists be told they're not welcome outside a corporate headquarters because their presence might offend the CEO? Could a group of environmental protesters be told to leave a logging area because they might upset the loggers? Could a Christian street preacher be told they're not welcome in a secular neighbourhood? Where does it end? It's a slippery, dangerous slope. The police's job isn't to manage our feelings. Their job is to uphold the law. And the law says every one of us has the right to move freely. Their job is to protect the person exercising their rights, not to appease those who might be offended by it. The real danger here is that when the police, for whatever reason, tell an Australian citizen that a part of Australia is off limits to them, they are validating the very idea of a no-go zone. They are accidentally creating the very thing the provocateur came to find. They are drawing a line on the map and saying, this is a different kind of place where the normal rules don't apply. And that is a cancer on our national soul. It breeds resentment, it breeds division, it tells one group of Australians that they are not welcome in another part of their own country, and it tells the other group that they have the right to be insulated from the rest of Australia. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Extremists and provocateurs want this to happen. It proves their worldview. It gives them the footage they need to say, see, we told you so. This erodes the faith of the quiet majority. The millions of Aussies who just want to live in a single, united country see this and they start to wonder. They see one law for one group and another for another. They see rights being traded away for a quiet life. We cannot have a society where we are so scared of offending each other that we wall ourselves off into separate communities. Australia's strength has always been its ability to integrate, to argue, to disagree, and to still share a snag at the end of the day. The solution to division is not more separation. It's more interaction. It's more conversation. It's having the courage to walk down any street, talk to any person, and see them not as a member of a group, but as a fellow Australian. When we stop doing that, we stop being Australia. We become just a collection of tribes living on the same continent, and that's not a future any of us should want. So, was Inspector Agius trying to do the right thing and prevent a riot? Probably. But in doing so, he trampled on a fundamental principle of what it means to live in a free country. The precedent is now set. The words "you're not welcome here" have been spoken by an Australian police officer to a citizen on a public street. And that is an outrage. We cannot let that stand. We must demand that our police protect the rights of all Australians in all parts of Australia. We must reject the poison of division, whether it comes from foreign provocateurs or from our own authorities taking the easy way out. The fight for a united Australia, a truly free Australia, is a fight we can't afford to lose. If you're with us, join us. Join the resistance. Let's send a clear message. There are no no-go zones in Australia. Not now, not ever. The link to our Patreon is below. To see the latest Australian crisis, click this video here.